In static light, ghosts of summer shimmer in pixel skies. Your silhouette in rearview dreams fades with every shifting timeline. We were infinite in a world of code. Hearts beat loud in overload. Saints collide with memories untold. We're fragments burning bright and bold. Your voice still echoes in analog rain. We danced in circuits of joy and pain. Time loops in this neon domain, but I lose it all to feel again. We were infinite in a world of code. Hearts beat loud in overload. Saints collide with memories untold. We're fragments burning bright and shadows stretch across the day. Your memory won't fade away. I still hear the words you said in the quiet of my head. Tried to hold you through the storm, but the silence took your form. You were never just a phase. You were always light through hate. Every night I feel you near, in the spaces you left clear. We were fire under rain, dancing through the joy and pain.
Initiating match. Ready for battle. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the first Week 1 matchup for NACE Varsity in the regular season here. My name is Caleb Pope, aka Chase of Spades, and I will be, currently at least, for your solo caster for this evening. Currently waiting for my co-caster to get here. But this is the UWG Wolves versus the TU Trojans, starting out pretty alright here on Lijiang Tower. Arguably one of our, I would say probably one of our better maps in NACE so far. As we are getting started here, Week 1 for the regular season. Finally out of that Swiss play style, we are now back to best of 5 matches, which is a breath of fresh air. I'm sure pretty much everyone I talked to on the team was pretty tired of Swiss, so we're very happy to be back in the good old best of 5s here. Getting started here pretty strong for UWG. The Trojans doing also a very good job, already first on point, 11% on the board for them already, but Levi and Zio cleaning up work there, able to knock the rest of them off the point and start gaining some percentage of our own as we get set to go here. Getting a little bit defensive here with Zio, pulling out the Diva, trying to use this defense matrix to pretty much block most of the incoming damage, as a good old tank does. 18%, 20 for UWG, as it looks like the Trojans are trying to go towards the backside of tower here and try to maybe work their way in. Of course, you got Dami doing an excellent job right here. Maywall's off though, so Dami's not going to be able to get too awful much damage here. Ult coming out from Pestience. That's going to be at least Arkiri's ult out of commission there, but definitely worth the fight here. Zio takes out Chief, but ooh, Pesty and Dami both managed to just get out of danger here. That Maywall almost kind of blocked him in there. Dami doing excellent work here, trying to get a little bit of poke damage here. 54 on his ult. Zio doing a good job here on the point, but he's going to get knocked out. Coming up here, yep, there's going to be out of the suit here. Dami and Dax managing to boop one and take out the other with Jacob. Chief takes out Pestience, Levi takes out Rope, and Zio manages to get back in the mech to try to go for a bit of a tank fight here, but he's going to turn around and get that Mei off of Dax. Really good play there. Seems like the Wolves are doing excellent work. A lot better than what we, I would say, we see in the first half of the season here on comms. Dami getting a little bit brave here, trying to go a little bit towards the back. Trying to get a little bit of damage there on the DPS, and he does get a little bit. Really tearing up their backline, if we're being honest. Zio's still doing some pretty good mitigation here. But you are going to see Braxy try to dive onto site and at least try to block it to keep it in overtime, but the Wolves will lock it down here 1-0 as we get set up here for our second round.
Ready for battle.
And getting started here, we are into round number 2 for Control. And of course, my good friend Dylan, you're here.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Dylan Hermigans. Just in the nick of time. Missed round 1, but we're here now.
It's no big deal. A little bit of engagement here on this front line here. Now, again, Lijiang is, I said, arguably one of our better maps, to me at least.
Absolutely.
Definitely have a little bit of numbers advantage here. Not so much in the health department, though. Pestian's doing a good job keeping everybody up. Dami poking really hard at this backline right now.
Absolutely. Just taking, like, going around the outside looking for something.
Pestian's also trying to keep loose in the fight here. Or, I'm sorry. No, it was loose. I was right. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And what we're seeing here is something we've had issues with in scrims, where our front line, or rather our angle of Levi and Dax Ghost, can't get in enough damage to win the fight while the rest of the team is taking an angle.
Good shot there by Levi. And honestly, in general, doing pretty decent here. Dax with a second kill in this engagement. Braxy in trouble there, and he's going to go down from Pestiance with Kiri. A little bit of assist from Diva as well. So overall, winning these fights pretty decently. I will say the Trojans did get on the board first there with 31, so have a little bit of catch-up game to do here.
Absolutely. I think now that we control the point, this composition is so much better at holding than it is taking, just because of how awkward the point itself is for us. As long as we can keep them off of the point, we should, exactly, just like that, have a very easy time controlling the point.
Levi doing a really good job so far. Honestly, it's just being a super good hit scan. Pestian's managing to take out Bracky there with the assist as well. You got Zio doing a pretty good job. Again, just trying to keep him off the point here on this low side here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, doing a good job. And I learned the hard way that Diva can actually boot people off the map pretty easily here with her booster rocket. So they have to be really careful walking around that edge, especially with Lucio as well.
Beautiful picks there by Zio, getting 2, looking for 3, but Levi's going to take that one from him. 51%, Wolves now leading by a decent little mark here.
They have the advantage in ultimates as well. I think as long as they don't lose anyone early here, they can just steamroll the rest of this point.
Seems to be pretty much what they're going to do. If they can save it till the last percentage of the game, and honestly, you can kind of just throw it down. Dax is also getting up on his soon. We are going to see the ult come out here from Levi. Good damage here.
Traded out, though. That's Rally coming out as well. That's both support ults from the enemy team.
Yep, and there's going to be Pestiance using Kitsune.
Just trading ults back and forth here, but the Wolves are coming out on top.
Zio's also going to use their ult to try to, it looks like, try to keep the tank off a point. Beat drop coming out as well from Dax.
This is final fight now. It's drawn on so long that we've just like used one ult after another all the way to 99%.
And really, the good news here is that it looked like the Trojans got pretty decently staggered, but so did the Wolves, kind of getting pushed off a point. We are in overtime, and they are kind of contesting well enough. Levi's really struggling on health, but he's going to be able to pick up the pack, but he's... Oh! Saved by the slide. Dax takes out Braxy, Zio takes out Rope, so now Wolves have the number advantage on the point. Good ult there, though, by Antares, which is going to be a 5 kill.
Yikes.
I will say Diva's suit counts for 2, so it was a 4K, but man, what a clean team wipe.
I mean, there's kind of nothing you can do against the Vendetta Zarya ult combo. You just die.
It was a pretty solid fight there. So the Wolves are at 99, but the Trojans quickly making up that ground, 50%.
Yeah, no ultimates even close here for anyone either. So it's just going to be a neutral game that we either win off of or lose off of. But it looks like we're going to win. Good opening pick.
Good opening pick there by Levi, able to take out Jacob. Getting a little bit of damage there on that doorway as well. Zio pretty much fully in this fight here. Good double pick there from Zio and Pestiance with the trades there. Dami gets off Braxy. And if we can get rid of this Zarya with a clean punch...
That's the point.
That's the point, and that is the game. Good 2-0 work there.
Absolutely. It was honestly nothing crazy, but I really like the fundamentals. Like, Everybody was doing their job, standing where they needed to, following up on damage. Like, it was just clean, you know?
Of course, Chief is gonna get the play of the game. Just beautiful Vendetta ult.
Absolutely.
That's a yikes. So, besides that though, Wolves coming in really solid here already in game 1. So, we'll be able to see how we do in game number 2. So, don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching the UWG Wolves versus the TU Trojans. Wolves currently leading by 1 in our best of 5 matchup. And we'll be right back right after this.
I meant to call you back that night, but the hours slipped between lines. I swear it wasn't lack of care, just the weight of silence in the
Five, four, three, one. Attackers incoming.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the UWG Wolves versus the TU Trojans, game number 2. And this is on good old Payload. We love Payload. Payload's fun.
It's a game mode for sure. I love Havana, but that's because I play Zenyatta and Alari, which are fantastic on this map.
That is fair. And we are going to see a couple of new faces this time around. I don't typically see us play her as a tank, but I guess...
Yeah, we've been practicing Domina. Zio really likes Domina on this map because we practiced it with Ramatra, Sigma, and we finally settled on the Domina.
Which seems to be doing quite a treat against Sigma, which is exactly what you want. And honestly, really good counter against Sigma too, if you really think about it, because it's kind of the same thing as Zarya. It's not technically a projectile, so you can kind of just bypass it.
Yeah, absolutely. She's honestly very similar to Sigma in that if you just walk at her really fast, she just loses. But she just has so much damage that if you don't walk at her first, you kind of just lose.
So the Wolves are going to be the ones escorting first in good old red, already getting to that first point, so that puts a good old 5 minutes on the clock for us to start getting some distance here. Levi is absolutely killing it though, along with, because he did really good last game. Dami though seems to be kind of picking up the slack a little bit here with Hanzo. He's already gotten about 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah, no, Domi's Hanzo is really good recently. Maybe it always has been, but especially now, it's very good.
You got Zio really deep in point right now. But, I mean, realistically, that's honestly what Domina has been super strong and hard to combat at, is getting this just early pressure in here. The wall that she has is insanity.
Yes, it's very strong. Honestly, all of her abilities are strong.
Whoo! Good 3 pick there from Tommy before he goes down here. I think.
Ooh, this is close.
Yeah, he's pretty close here, but again, just this wall just allows you to take so much space on the map and move up so far.
Yes, it really does. And they won't even be able to touch it, looks like. Oh, they're gonna go for it. At least force Zio out. But it doesn't matter.
And realistically, I won't lie, if I'm the Trojans, I would be really surprised that you haven't switched off of Sigma. It really doesn't feel like he's doing really that much. I will say a couple of good throws that they've been able to get onto Geo is going well, but like it's just not enough.
It's not enough. It's big Sigma. The propaganda. Sigma is good on this map. So they just play it and don't question. But they definitely should be swapping off of Sigma at this point.
So Levi is also going to be using his ult, trying to just take a look around. He is getting some pretty clean picks here. Hasn't killed anyone yet. But I mean, honestly, the pressure that Widowmaker puts on a team, especially when you're looking at, I mean, they're using Junkrat right now to try to put some pressure back on their...
That's 2 for Levi.
Yeah,
that whole Sigma kill was him, even if he didn't get the final blow. Oh, is this it?
Yeah, just take the gunfight with a Junker.
He did win.
He did win. I mean, yeah, it was a trade, but actually, Braxy was the one that managed to.
What is Zio doing there? How did he get into their back?
He's just enjoying it, you know, just taking a nice summer vacation over here on point. They're gonna do Wudong ult, which isn't going to do anything because Domina can just pretty much cancel that out.
That was her ult.
So Jax 2 ults used. Braxy is going to try to bring out Bob to do something to stop this push, but at this point,
Bob is not
going to do anything. Levi takes out Chief, Dax takes out Braxy, Dax also takes out Rope with Alari.
Bob did something.
Bob did do something towards the end. Congratulations to Bob. Bob is the man. Plays for Kennesaw, in case you didn't know, according to Valorant last season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my casting partner, was Bob.
He would.
He would. So, UWG taking home the 3-point there with 3 minutes and 37 really, really difficult to beat that, but we'll see if the Trojans are able to gain a little bit of momentum here on their attack phase. Now, overall, I really do think the main difference that we were seeing honestly just had to be Domina. Domina was just taking so much space, and there just really wasn't much that they were putting much of a fight against. Dami, of course, was getting plenty of kills, but I really feel like the Widow was putting more pressure on them than Dami was.
I think, honestly, the more focus was going for sure onto the Widow because it's so much easier to understand. Like, if Widow can see you, you need to be scared, you know? Whereas with Hanzo, sometimes it just feels like, oh, I died. Like, what happened? So they definitely are focusing more on trying to counter the Widow, and that may be a part of why Hanzo's getting so much more value.
Well, we are going to see the trade up here. Levi is going to switch from Widow over to Hanzo.
Yeah,
they swapped over, so... Oh. All right, early pick there onto Jacob. Good shot, Levi.
And he escapes.
Manages to escape. I don't know if ball is the play, but, you know... It's
an interesting thought.
It doesn't seem to be doing too awful much, so Levi and...
He does have to get through the doorway.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the strategy would be of playing ball. I would assume it would be to get behind them, get into the back line, so that way the tank is kind of pulling the pressure away from point, but like...
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, with Vendetta, Ball, and their supports, they can instantly kill someone if they all do their job at exactly the same time. But with the coordination level we've seen so far, I think it's very unlikely for them to be able to do that consecutively enough to win.
Now, I'll also be honest, I noticed that they switched healers as well for them, and Rote is opting to go for Ana. And I won't lie, against these two hit scans with Levi and with Dami, I don't think Ana, as slow as she moves, was really the play either. I probably would have said Kiri would have been better, or maybe even Lucio at this point.
If you're better than the enemy snipers as Ana, you can win. However, with the game Levi and Domi are having, they just shouldn't get on, I think.
Yeah, Pestilence and Dax managing to take out Chief. Again, Domina is just so insane with how much distance on the map she can take. Like, she just has such good space control with that shield that basically takes up the entire street that they're on right now.
You can tell the Wolves are feeling themselves, especially on DPS, with how close they're playing, how little respect they're giving to the enemy DPS, like just standing on the low ground. Levi just walking at the enemy Tracer. I don't think she knew.
I don't think she heard the ult come out there, but
the ult actually came out after she died. That was Hanzo Sonic Arrow.
Yeah, so
yeah, very unfortunate for her.
Yeah, Tracer just going down execution style. They did switch a little bit up here. We're seeing Chief switching to Vendetta a little bit ago. Mm-hmm. Again, it looks like they're trying to kind of play a dive.
The Sojourn, I was going to mention, is the most important swap here. They're off of double dive DPS, and they're playing a hit scan character to try and contest the enemy.
There you go. So the Trojans do manage to get back on the payload, but they did burn a whole lot of time before kind of putting it in a different gear and switching up some characters. Dax is pretty much on his own here in the corner, so he's probably about to go down here. Oh, no, really? Okay. Manages to save it, and he picks off
that was
Ball.
A very dubious Baptiste ult, but I can't really complain if it worked.
So 30 seconds remaining here for them to get to the first point, and Dami and Levi are, again, just dishing out the hurt.
Absolutely. And
they do have 3 ults to use. We have 3 as well. Dax, Levi, and Zio all have our ults. And if I'm being honest, I think Levi's going to save it for this ending fight here.
Yeah.
And Zio is going to push Rote. which they can't really do anything against it but try to sleep, but that's not even going to last that long.
Yeah.
And Dami will get the slow motion final kill, and that will be game number 2 to the Wolves. So overall, Wolves are playing a nasty game so far.
Levi with 22 and 3.
22 and 3. And Hans, as Dami, will get the good old final kill here.
Absolutely.
And play of the game. And pink! Oh, it didn't show the third one! But game 2 will also go to the Wolves. That's number 2 on the board in our best of 5 games so far. So, overall, the Wolves doing pretty decent so far in this lineup. Definitely, again, I really do think that Domina is just nasty. So, it looks like the Trojans are also going to be trading up a teammate and swapping Rope for Spruce. So, while they get their team set up, don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back for game number 3 as the Wolves are on match point in their best of 5, 2-0. And we will be back right after this.
Welcome. Just kidding. Restarting the map. That threw me off. I don't know why they did that. Welcome back, everyone. It's map 3 in our best of 5 series against the TU Trojans. We are currently up 2-0, and you may have noticed we've brought in our 2 subs in Migi. That's Meegster, my co-caster a lot of the time, and Raiderman, who is our substitute tank player. So I guess they wanted to give them some play time while we were up.
And overall, I mean, that's a pretty regular thing. So, I mean, in general, we don't typically get to see Meegster play, so what's kind of like their shtick?
Well, his best character, by a lot, is Venture. But Venture is not very good. So he's never allowed to play Venture. So he plays flex DPS characters. His Symmetra is very good. His Tracer is pretty good. His Genji's okay. Symmetra, Tracer, and Venture are like his top 3.
So, we are going to be set to go here on Atlas, and this is going to be Flashpoint, so should be pretty rapid fire here. 10 seconds until the point unlocks here. Dax, I'm surprised that Dax isn't playing Lucio. Again, usually your goal is a bit speed, and instead he's going for Brig. Kind of an off.
Yeah, I don't know what the pro meta is right now, but as far as I know, it's not Brig Juno. So I don't know exactly why we're playing it. I don't know if this is something like Dax Ghost advocates for. I know I spent a few days filling in for him, and we didn't play this composition at all. So I don't know like where it comes from, because we've seen it a couple of times now in official matches.
Well, either way, at least you're going to have Pestilence on Juno, so you're going to have a little bit of that speed boost to kind of cheer you up, but again, it's not very consistent healing. Both of them are more direct healers. None of them are doing really AoE or anything like that. So, should be interesting to see how they do it, but the Trojans are already on the point, which they are going to start making a little bit of progress for themselves. The Wolves got to 63, but Braxy and the gang are going to be able to push them off a site, as Dax and Pestilence were kind of the only 2 left remaining here. But you got Raiderman coming back up here with Ramatra. Also kind of not somebody I expect. Now, well, correction. Raiderman does play Ramatra. I'm not used to seeing Raider played at all, so...
His most common tanks in like practices is Ball and Sigma. His Ramatra is a good character for him though, and I think it's important to keep in mind that with what we're playing, we don't have very much upfront damage. So a lot of these fights we're losing, it's because we don't immediately kill someone, and the fight's kind of dragging on, and the Junkrat's doing too much damage to Raiderman, and their tank is kind of just getting to do what he wants.
Now, Wu Young is going to be able to get his ult out. Same with Chief, able to pick up both Dax and McGee, and
that should be the fight. Ooh, maybe not.
Yeah, he's not getting enough heals. He's getting real
close.
close.
We used Juno ult. He's surviving.
It
might actually be winnable.
We did use Juno ult. Manages to take out
Raiderman with 2.
And Terrace. Raider also
it's
using ult as well. Right, picks up a 4th one.
I did not believe, but they made it work.
That was an extremely close fight.
It really was.
But I will say that's what we were talking about, is like realistically, Troy could have very easily switched that fight in their favor. Mainly because, again, we're looking at 2 healers that just don't do rapid healing very much. So, like, if he didn't pop his ult, I'll be honest, he probably would have been dead.
Yeah.
There's just not enough heals to go around here. You are going to have Spruce using Kitsune Rush.
Both DPS ults coming out for the Wolves.
Yeah, McGee takes out Chief with Pulse.
And that's just 1 kill for the 2 ults, but it looks like we're winning here.
And Terra's also going to be using Rain which is going to do a decent amount of damage here, but Raider is only about half, but again, he's just slowly trickling down that health. And now you have Dax.
2 traded out on both sides.
Yeah, Dax is down and out of the fight, so you're down a healer, so Pestilence is going to try his best, but he's getting targeted by Hazard, who's got him pretty much on the ropes here, and he will get killed, which is going to leave Raider Man on his own with no heals.
Tank traded out.
The tank traded out there with McGee, but Raider just doesn't have the support he needs, so he's going to go down.
Dax Ghost using ult on point, but he's solo, 1v4. Yeah, they're just going to back out.
So, I mean, overall, it's just... It feels like they're trying new things.
Yes.
It's just what I'm picking up on.
Yes, absolutely.
Us not having Lucio seems like kind of a burnout here. Wow, that was a rough fight there for Levi, getting taken out by a Junkrat. But 46-47, so Troy is in the lead now on percentage for this point, 54. I just really don't understand. I think we're just trying out new things, and that's kind of just where we're at right now.
Yeah, I think we're trying to play our game regardless of what they're doing, because realistically, there's no reason we should be on... Levi should be on Vendetta here. Into what the enemy team is running, it's just like a really tough character to play. I think everything else more or less works. I don't think Hazard is very good right now in general, but, you know, if that's what we want to play, we can certainly make it work. But I think we're trying to just ignore what the enemy team is doing.
And so far, it seems like they're still working.
Yeah.
82%, 83 now for the Wolves, so that's pretty much last fight. We're pretty much going to win this one, so that'll be 2 on the board. Yeah, and you can see the Trojans are just going to kind of stack up on the edge of the point, but that's point number 2 for the Wolves. Trojans weren't that far behind, though. Again, I'm kind of surprised that the Trojans haven't switched up their team comp, because they're getting them on the ropes, and I think it's only like 1 difference. Maybe honestly, probably.
I assume they only play Junkrat, and that's why they're playing Junkrat.
Junkrat, I think, is, you know, it's doing enough, especially against Ramatra being a very defensive-heavy tank. Pretty much arguably 90% of his thing, to me, is damage mitigation. The shield works really well, the fact that he can block.
Yeah.
I'm not too opposed to Junkrat, as it doesn't really feel like Tracer's getting too awful much going on right now, and I say that as Pulse Bomb gets pretty much wasted for them.
Yeah, the Wolves down, even right now, 2-2, but it's just Pestilence now against 2. Yeah. That's the fight.
I spoke too soon, and then Tracer gets a kill.
It happens.
So, Trojans are going to be first to get some percentage on this one for 10%, as the Wolves are starting to work their way back. McGee is doing his best. He's getting a decent amount of picks here. Levi takes out Braxy, which is going to leave Chief to take out Dax in the back line because he was kind of on his own. Raider completely just stuffs that. Yeah, just stuffs that one. Manages to stay alive. Spruce takes out McGee. Levi takes out Chief. Now it's kind of a tank battle with Hazard here, with Raider Man really struggling to keep that health up, and he's not going to do it.
He was hanging on by a thread and just couldn't do it. Levi's got to get out here.
Yeah, he's going to use Vendetta and get himself out here. Trojans being a little bit more aggressive here to just try to keep the Wolves off the point. And if I'm being honest, that without, I mean, you have Pestilence, but I'll be honest, I don't know if they'll be able to get back to point. Because Levi is 8 health now, has no heals.
Nothing.
Pestilence trying to get the team on the point. 96, 97. They're going to use Kitsune Rush coming out there from Spruce before he goes down by Dax. And they are in overtime, so they're managing to hold on to the point.
We don't see Wu Yang at all.
No Wu Yang.
I guess they're saving it for next fight.
So that's a fair point. So we got some groundwork here. Now, if I'm being honest, I'd be surprised if Hazard also doesn't save his ult. Chief is at 75, so they might be trying to make this an ult battle.
Yeah, they might be. I think that's a losing... Like, it'll win them the point, but then they're kind of screwed after this fight. You know, because they're going to need ults for the point after that.
Braxy takes out Dax. Dax is just getting slaughtered by that Tracer.
They might be able to win off of just that. Okay, maybe not.
I mean, without a healer, you're
Maybe.
pretty much down both sides. So Spruce is down, Jacob goes down by Levi, Hazard goes down again,
Yeah.
and now they're staggered really, really bad. But, I mean, they're getting chased a little bit.
30 PS have to leave now if they want to recontest.
Yeah,
But he's getting chased. Maybe might die. Raiderman just holding them back here.
90% now for the Wolves, getting towards that three-point line. Wuyong comes out here onto Hazard. He does manage to knock down Raider, but Raider's just tanking this like a monster. Levi uses Vendetta ult, takes out Junkrat's ult. Rain is going to be able to pick up Raider, but he just doesn't have the damage.
So much damage.
Yeah, he's going to ult as well. So Ramatra ult takes out Hazard. Pestian takes out Antares with the trade there. Chief goes down from Raider, and that's the point, and that's the fight.
That's the game. Raiderman, 27 kills. Pestian's in second with 19. It's an interesting stat line for you there. Pestian's my GOAT.
The main man.
Support, play the game, representing.
Gets that ult. Picks up the one. Helps out Pestians. Oh yeah, we'll take a clean support win, okay?
Healer, I hardly know her.
So that will be point number 3 for the Wolves in a best-of-5 match. That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. So GG to the TU Trojans, but your Wolves will take it away today 3-0 in our good old best-of-5 matches. So again, this is week 1 in our NACE playoffs now, as we're starting the good old, back end of the season. Overall, did you see anything on behalf of the Wolves that we need to learn from going into next week?
I think it's hard to say with how well that went. I think if the Trojans had locked it down and really leveled up their gameplay, they would have taken a map off of us, because we got very sure of ourselves after that first map, really. It absolutely could have been close if they had found a second wind. So I would say just playing the same, no matter how things are going. I know trying to farm clips, everybody wants to be a hero, but just consistency.
And I mean, yeah, totally. And I agree with the fact that I really do think that if the Trojans capitalized on the fact, because I mean, I'll be honest, especially on Flashpoint, it was pretty obvious that the Wolves were running it down. I'll be Brig and Juno are not a typical comp. Raiderman playing Ramatra definitely helped a lot, but we went from, I'll be honest, Atlas is really a hit scan stream with how much verticality there is, those long angles. I'm really surprised we didn't just continue to use hit scan, because I really do think that Sojourn would have been just an absolute massacre on that map. But, try new things, run it down, whichever way you want to talk it out. I still think that overall UWG takes home the win, and a very well-deserved one. Definitely got to put some of those in our highlight reel for the week.
Absolutely.
And definitely an excellent way to start off week 1 for NACE. But that will wrap it up here for us at UWG Esports. Remember, everybody, we will be back again. We flip-flopped our dates due to NACE's Swiss era for some brilliant reason. So Overwatch will be on Mondays with NACE, and on Thursdays coming up, obviously, you have Super Smash Brothers also starting their week 1 games, as well as on Wednesday, we'll have NACE for Valorant. And overall, should be a pretty eventful week for everybody in week 1, so we'll see if we can take this streak. But my name has been Caleb Pope, a.k.a. Chase of Spades.
My name has been Dylan Summers, a.k.a. Hermigans.
And you have been watching UWG Esports. The Wolves, once again, your final score 3-0. Starting off week 1 for NACE Varsity Premier. And we will be back again tomorrow, so don't go anywhere, folks. We will see you later.
echo you cast in the one stuck behind. And if you reach through the distance at last, you'll find me behind. I just wanna walk, be stay, but I'm always the blue hour kept a legend of the nights we miscounted. Our names written sideways in the condensation on the glass. I tried to read you clearly, but you shifted with the street lights. A figure losing focus whenever I drew nearer. Now the room holds its breath when I speak your name, as if the air remembers what I let slip.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for our post-game interview for the UWG Wolves. I'm Hermiggins, Dylan Summers, here with
Louis Mixter Vargas.
my usual co-caster. And we saw you play today. I think that was your second match appearance. Is that
Yup,
correct?
Indeed.
How do you feel it went?
Well, in the first half, I was a bit nervous because, I'm not used to playing the Tracer yet, so I gotta, learn all the ropes on Tracer.
Yeah.
But I did very well, even though I did troll a few times.
I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You doing well, not necessarily the trolling. I mean, we hit tab at the end of the game there, and I believe
I was even with Levi.
yes, you, Levi, and Dax Ghost were all even, and then Pestience and Raiderman. Pestience had 19 kills, and Raiderman had 27. The rest of you had 15.
Yes.
So what was the thought process behind that composition?
Well, apart from the ban, which was, let's see, we banned Diva, if I'm not wrong. For the whole point of that comp, was to have our core of Raiderman, Levi, Dax, and Pestience to just all go left side and just stuff out the enemy tank and just let me roam on right side.
Okay, so Levi wasn't playing to dive on Vendetta. He was playing to just sit with the team and apply pressure.
Yes.
Okay. And what was Lucio banned?
Yeah. No, we wanted to do a different comp this time because we felt that we were kind of too used to the Kiryu, so we said, why don't we try the Brig Juno, as we've seen multiple teams from, Overwatch World Cup trials to Crazy Raccoons use that team cover for, so we want to try it out here.
Okay, so it is a potentially meta composition.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. My time has come. Get me on Brig. How do you feel the other maps went? I know you weren't in, but how do you feel they went?
Well, on the first map, which was Lijiang Night Market, if I'm not wrong, I felt that we were a bit slow on the angles, but we
we did finish it eventually.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I really noticed, like, you guys struggled a lot to take control of the point.
Yes.
But once you had control, you held it down really well.
Yes.
And then, what about second map?
Second map, which was Lijiang the tower.
Oh, no, I mean, well, I guess Lijiang as a whole.
Yeah.
How do you feel it went? Because I feel like you guys kind of just steamrolled. Like,
Yeah.
I missed most of the first point of
Yes.
Lijiang, which was Tower, right? It was
Yeah,
Tower,
Tower.
then Night Market.
Yes.
Yeah, Tower I missed most of, but it seemed like you guys kind of just steamrolled it. And then Night Market is absolutely our worst point on Ilios, in my opinion.
Lijiang.
Sorry, Lijiang, yes, not Ilios.
Yes.
So yeah, how do you feel Havana went?
Havana, I feel like it wasn't really a contest because my two amazing teammates, Domi and Levi, they locked it down on Hanzo and Widowmaker, and Troy just, they couldn't adapt.
Sorry, continue.
And I felt that Troy couldn't really adapt to the comp or the pro comp that we had. And on defense, same thing. They didn't know what to do.
Absolutely. No, I would agree with that. Your DPS absolutely showed up, and so did Dax Ghost. We didn't mention it on broadcast, but it may have been Pestience. I didn't exactly catch it before the match ended, but one of them was actually tied for most kills.
It was Pestience, if I'm not wrong.
At 22? Yeah, I mean, Pestience all night was playing phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. He was amazing.
Yeah. As he always is. Any final thoughts on the match, on the team? Anything?
Well, it can only go up from here, right?
True. Always true. Can only go up from here. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the good game. Thank you for the great interview. And we will see you guys next week.
Yes.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been the UWG Wolves versus Troy University for Overwatch, winning 3-0. Join us Wednesday for Valorant. Yes, Valorant. And we will see you then.
A memory playing backwards in time. Are we here or just a design? Fragments fall like falling